This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Great Chus, first stop in Yerushalayim. We're at the Kever of the Imrei Emes, Avraham Mordechai Alter, the fourth Ger Rebbe, who was the Rebbe from 1905 to 1948. He was born in 1865. He's one of the founders of Agudas Yisrael in Poland. In his prime, he led over 200,000 Hasidim in Poland. In 1922, his wife, Chaya Ruda, died, and he had 8 children with his first wife. His oldest son was murdered in Treblinka with his son and grandson, and then he, in his Zivug Sheni, his youngest son, Reb Pinchas Menachem, who was after the 7th Ger Rebbe, came from his second wife. Now, in 1940, the Imrei Emes was the prime target of the Nazis. He was able to escape in 1940, and he came here, and he led Ger Chasidus. Actually, we have a very strong connection to the Ger Rebbe. First of all, our great-grandfather was the personal lieutenant of the Ger Rebbe, and he passed away doing a shlichus for the Ger Rebbe at 26 years old. He was nifter on Shavuos, as was the Imrei Emes. The Imrei Emes came here to Yerushalayim, and in 1948, in the last days of the Imrei Emes, he's trapped here in Yerushalayim during the Arab-Israeli War. He died naturally in Shavuos during the siege of the Jordanian Arab Legion, and he couldn't be buried in the Kever Ger Rebbes. We know the Ger Rebbes are buried in Har HaZeisim, but they couldn't get to Har HaZeisim. They couldn't bury him anywhere. So in the cover of the night, under British curfew, they dug out the kever by hand, right over here, al manas, to reinter him on Har HaZeisim. But once he was buried here, the Beis Yisrael and the Lev Simcha decided not to move him. So that's why he's buried here, and you see the kever is higher, the Imrei Emes's kever is higher than the Pnei Menachem, because this was dug by hand in the cover of the night, and this was dug by machine. Now, the Imrei Emes was the son of the Sfas Emes. His oldest son was the Beis Yisrael, who was the 5th Ger Rebbe. The next Ger Rebbe was Reb Simcha Bunim Alter, and the Pinchas Menachem was the Pnei Menachem, was the 7th Ger Rebbe, was the youngest son of the Imrei Emes. So just to say one Dvar Torah for the Imrei Emes, the Gemara says in many Mekayimos that the malacha of Havara is different than all other malachas. Havara lelav yatzes. Havara, the malacha of fire, was singled out. Of all the Lametes malachas, it's the only malacha that the Torah writes explicitly the malacha. Why? Lelav yatzes. To teach that you're not chayiv misa for Havara on Shabbos, it's only a lav. So the Imrei Emes asks, why is Havara more lenient than any other malacha? Says the Imrei Emes, all the other malachas, the Rebbeinu Shalom used to create the world, so we have to rest from on Shabbos. But there is one malacha that never existed in the creation of the world. Havara. Havara first came to be Matzoi Shabbos, when Adam Rishon banged the 2 stones together. So it was not in Brias HaOlam, so the Rebbeinu Shalom never rested from it, and therefore it doesn't have the status of malacha of the other malachas. So may all of our tefillos in this Makom Kodesh be niskabel l'toiva, b'malei Hashem kol mishal yiseinu l'toiva.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.